When Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba first burst onto the scene, it sparked a cultural wildfire. From the record-shattering box office success of Mugen Train to the critically acclaimed Entertainment District arc and Swordsmith Village arc, the franchise became synonymous with animation excellence and emotionally gripping storytelling. With the recent release of Mugen Castle Arc Chapter 1, expectations were sky-high. Fans and analysts alike anticipated another round of explosive popularity. However, initial indicators are beginning to show a surprising trend, a potential deceleration in momentum. Has the Demon Slayer hype train finally begun to slow down? Or is this just a temporary hiccup in an otherwise flawless streak? Here's a deep dive into why some are flashing the yellow light on its long-term success and what it means for the future of the series. Chapter 1 launch. High anticipation, but mixed results. The premiere of the Mugen Castle Arc Chapter 1 was met with typical fanfare. Social media erupted with hashtags, forums buzzed with anticipation, and early pre-orders for merchandise surged. However, once the dust settled, a noticeable shift emerged. Although numbers were still strong, they didn't quite reach the blazing highs of previous chapter launches. According to early viewership data and online engagement metrics, Mugen Castle Arc Chapter 1 trailed slightly behind the Swordsmith Village arc in terms of premiere week views. While not drastically lower, this subtle dip has sparked debate among fans and industry observers. What changed? A closer look at the yellow light. There are several factors that could be contributing to the slightly muted response to the arc's debut. Some are structural, others emotional, and a few may be strategic missteps. 1. Emotional fallout from Rengoku's death still lingers. While Mugen Train turned Rengoku into a national hero and a martyr, it also left a gaping emotional void for many fans. The series has yet to introduce a new character who commands the same unwavering adoration. Although Tengen Uzui and Muichiro Tokido were compelling in their own arcs, neither filled the Rengoku-shaped hole. Now, with Mugen Castle arc shifting the narrative toward Akaza and the Upper Moons, fans are being asked to invest emotionally in characters many still resent. The wound from Rengoku's death is far from healed, making some viewers emotionally hesitant. 2. Fatigue from repeated traumas. One of the hallmarks of Kimetsu no Yaiba is its emotional intensity. Fans know to expect heartbreak, catharsis, and brutal honesty about pain and loss. But this continuous barrage of suffering can also lead to fatigue. Viewers may be craving a moment of peace or uplift, something that the opening chapter of Mugen Castle arc, with its dark tones and ominous setup, simply doesn't provide. 3. Narrative density and pacing concerns. While visually breathtaking, Chapter 1 of the new arc has been critiqued for its slower pacing. A large chunk of the episode is devoted to setting up the castle's internal layout, reintroducing the Upper Moons, and building dread rather than action. Fans who came for immediate fireworks may have felt underwhelmed. This slower, more methodical storytelling is not necessarily a flaw. In fact, it's a strategic choice by Ufotable to build tension. However, for fans used to explosive chapter premieres, the tonal shift may have caught them off guard. 4. Competition from other major anime releases. In previous years, Kimetsu no Yaiba dominated the landscape with little competition. However, this year, it shares the stage with juggernauts like Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, and My Hero Academia, each delivering high-stakes arcs with their own distinct flavors. These series are evolving rapidly, adding pressure on Demon Slayer to innovate further. Akaza's redemption arc, a double-edged sword. One of the central emotional threads in Mugen Castle arc is the gradual unveiling of Akaza's tragic backstory. Chapter 1 already hints at more human layers beneath his cold, violent exterior. This approach is daring, attempting to humanize the very demon responsible for Rengoku's death. For some, this offers rich storytelling potential. For others, it feels like a betrayal. Can fans truly forgive Akaza? Should they? The decision to center his redemption in this arc could either elevate the series or alienate parts of its audience. Social media is already divided. Some posts praise Ufotable's courage to tackle complexity, while others declare, "I'll never forgive Akaza." This schism may be impacting the early reception of the arc. The visuals are still unmatched. Despite these concerns, one aspect remains unchallenged: the animation. Ufotable has once again proven why it's at the pinnacle of the industry. From the eerie shifting architecture of the Mugen Castle to the detailed expressions of fear, regret, and pride on the characters' faces, Chapter 1 is an aesthetic masterpiece. The use of color grading, sound design, and atmospheric effects create an immersive experience that even critics can't ignore. In this regard, Kimetsu no Yaiba is still setting the gold standard. Fan loyalty remains strong, for now. It's important not to overstate the current slowdown. While the early indicators are less enthusiastic compared to previous chapter launches, they are still impressive by any normal standard. Fan loyalty to the franchise remains robust. Merchandise is still selling out. Fan art is flooding social media. Cosplay events are booming. However, franchises like these live on momentum. A perceived dip, even a small one, can lead to narrative doubts and a loss of weekly viewers. The yellow light doesn't mean stop, it means proceed with caution. The Mugen Castle arc will need to accelerate soon or risk letting the narrative drag. What needs to happen to reignite the flame? To reverse the slowdown and regain peak momentum, the series may need to deepen emotional stakes without overindulging in trauma. It's a delicate balance between heartfelt and heavy. Chapter 2 and onward must offer moments of triumph, resilience, or warmth to offset the darkness. Deliver shocking, yet earned, plot twists. Fans expect twists, but they need to be meaningful. A betrayal, an unexpected alliance, or a major character shift could reignite buzz. Capitalize on side characters. Now might be the time to spotlight underused heroes. A surprise moment of glory from Zenitsu, Inosuke, or even Murata could provide the levity and freshness the arc currently lacks. Resolve Akaza's arc in a way that resonates universally. Whether fans forgive him or not, his fate needs to feel earned and poetic. Mishandling this subplot could cost the series emotional capital. Final thoughts. A caution, not a crisis. Mugen Castle Arc Chapter 1 is not a failure, far from it. But in the high-stakes world of anime where expectations skyrocket with each new installment, even a slight wobble can signal larger concerns. The yellow light is not a death knell, it's a moment for introspection and recalibration. Will Demon Slayer reclaim its spot atop the anime throne? That depends on how the rest of the arc unfolds. But one thing is certain, all eyes are still on it, waiting to see if the flame can burn even brighter or if it's starting to flicker.